The sunlight streams through the curtains across the cozy bedroom while stirred in her bed, reaching out for Jungkook's side, only to find it cold and empty. A sigh escaped her lips as she realized he had left early again for his business. It was always like this, early mornings for him, long and lonely hours for her, and his return late at night. Rubbing the sleep from her eyes, Wyan sat up and noticed a delicate envelope resting on the nightstand, accompanied by a single red rose. A smile appeared across her face as she picked up the letter, recognizing Jungkook's handwriting. Good morning, my love. I wish I could be here when you woke up, but duty calls again. Here's a little something to brighten your day. I'll count the hours until I'm back in your arms. Always yours, Jungkook. Wyan, smiling softly, always so thoughtful, clutching the letter to her chest, Wyan felt a warmth rise within her. Her small gestures like these always reminds her of how much he cherished her. A small smile lingering on her lips when a knock at the door breaks her thoughts. Wyan calling out, "Come in." The door opens to reveal two of the maid, each carrying a tray, one with her morning tea and another with her daily medicine. Maid one cheerfully, "Good morning, ma'am. We have brought your tea and medicine, as always." Me too, grinning, "And don't even think about skipping it. You know how Mr. John insists on taking care of you." While laughing softly, "I wouldn't dare, not with the two of you watching my every move." The maids exchange knowing smiles as they set the tray down on the small table by the window. One of them fluffs a cushion on the chair while the other pours the tea. Maid one placing the tea tray down gently. He left early again, but still, no matter how busy he is, he always finds a way to remind you that he is thinking about you. Wyan nodding, sipping her tea. "He does always." Maid two teasing, "That rose on the nightstand sees it all. He's hopelessly in love with you, ma'am." Wyan blushing lightly, "He is, and I'm lucky for it." The maids share a giggle before standing back respectfully. Maid one, "All right, ma'am, we'll leave you to enjoy your morning. Let us know if you need anything." Maid two smiling mischievously, "But we are making your favorite breakfast, ma'am, and if you skipped even a bit, then we'll have to report Mr. John. You know how he gets." Wyan shaking her head, laughing, all right, I'll be down soon. No need for a report." The maids leave, closing the door softly behind them. Wyan sighs, amused by their insistent care. Wyan to herself, Jungkook and his loyal staff. It's impossible to escape their pampering. Setting her tea aside, Wyan rises from the bed and stretches before heading to the sweet bathroom to freshen up. The warmth of the rose and letters still lingers in her chest as she prepares for the day ahead. Wyan sits at the breakfast table, sipping her tea, a light smile playing on her lips as her maid asks with a warm smile. Maid one cheerfully, "So ma'am, what would you like for a snack while you are reading today?" Wyan smiling softly, looking up from her book. How about a bowl full of potato chips, something light, I think." Maid one grinning, "Of course, ma'am, right away." As the maid heads to prepare the snacks, she finishes her tea and stands up from the table, ready to make the most of her day. Wyan to herself softly, "It's a good day, a perfect day to get lost in a book." With a deep breath, she decided to drown herself to her favorite pastime, reading. Books had always been her escape, her portal to another world. Deciding to explore something new, she headed to the grand library nestled in the heart of their home, a escape where she could truly be herself. Wyan walking through the door smiling, "This library, it's mine, just like he's mine." Wyan enters in the library with its towering self stretched from floor to ceiling, filled with books from every genre. The faint smell of each page is fed like a heaven. Wyan whispering to herself fondly, "I could spend hours here." She walks through the aisle, her fingers pressing lightly against the spine of the familiar stories, a small smile tugging at her lips, taking the beauty in of her surrounding, but today nothing seemed to catch her interest. She had read almost everything within her reach. Wyan to herself, "I have read all of this already, every single one. Maybe it's time to explore higher." Looking up, she wandered between the aisle, the towering shelves she hadn't explored yet. One book catches her eyes, a weathered spine adorned with intricate gold lettering, standing out from the others. Wyan tilting her head, curious, "What's this one? I don't think I have seen it before." The book resting on the table. What is this? She hesitates for a moment, her heart pounding in her chest, her curiosity battling with hesitation. She steps closer to the door, her eyes wide with wonder, and to herself shaking. A hidden door here. Why would Jungkook build this? Taking a deep breath, her eyes wide with wonder, the cold air from the room brushes her skin, sending a shiver down her spine. She hesitates for a moment before pushing the door open. The dim light of the secret room spills out, illuminating its dark, foreboding interior. The air feels different, heavier. The walls are lined with dark shelves filled with files and ominous books. A large mahogany desk sits in the center, its surface cluttered with documents, maps, and photographs. The scent of the leather and tobacco lingers faintly in the air. One whispering hesitates, this doesn't feel right. What is this place? She steps inside, her heartbeat quickening as she approaches the desk. The documents scattered across it catches her eyes. The hands tremble as she picks one of the files. Inside are photographs of crimped-faced men, notes written in a familiar hand, and records of secret dealings. While softly disbelieving Jungkook's handwriting, her breath catches as she turns to the next page and her eyes land on a title that makes her blood run cold. The Shadow King, God of Underworld. She flips the page and a photograph falls out, landing face up on the desk. Her knees nearly give away as she stares at it. It's Jungkook, her husband. His expression is cold, calculating, and entirely unfamiliar. When casting her voice breaking, no, this can't be real, this isn't him. Her mind races frantically, trying to piece together what she is seeing. The man in the photo, the ruthless boss feared by all, can't be the same man who held her close, who kissed her forehead and promised her forever. When desperate, shaking her head, there must be some mistake, this isn't him. But the more she looks, the more the pieces begin to fall into place. The late night, the unanswered question, the coolness in his eyes during those rare moments he let his guard slip. Her chest tightens as the weight of the revelation crushes her. When sobbing, her voice trembling, how could I have been so blind? Memories of his gentle smile, his warm embrace, and his whispered promises flashed through her mind, now drained with the knowledge of his true identity. The man she thought she loved, the man she trusted completely, has been hiding a life built on. When crying, clutching her chest, I can't believe this, I don't know him, I never knew him. Her breath comes in shallow gasps as she stumbles back from the desk. The room spinning around her, her sanctuary, her safe space, now feels suffocating, filled with shadows and lies. Her tear-streaked face, the walls that once felt warm, now looming like a prison. Went to herself, voice breaking, I love him, but he's a monster. How could he hide this from me? All this time, the man she trusted, the man who held her so tenderly, was a lie. The Shadow King, her body trembling, her mind is a whirlwind of disbelief and hurt. The man she loved blindly, whom she thought is her protector, is nothing but responsible of disaster. One voice cold, shaking, tears stream down her face as her chest tightens with betrayal. The memories of his lies suffocate her. She hates his world, hates him for dragging her into it. The man she loved is gone, replaced by a stranger she can no longer trust. The warmth she thought was love now feels like manipulation, his every touch poisoned by the truth. One barely audible, heartbroken, I don't even know him, I don't want to, I can't stay, I want. She turns, her footstep echoes as she busts through the library door, her tears blurring her vision as she bolts from the room. Jungkook, why did you lie to me? Jungkook, she cried out, her voice breaking in the solitude of the woods. Tears streamed down her face, blurring her vision as her mind spiraled. How could the man she loved, the one who held her so gently and whispered sweet promises, turn out to be someone so terrifying? She had believed in him, trusted him, thought he was her safe haven. Now all those memories felt like cruel mockeries of the truth. Her legs burned from the effort. The fear, the heartbreak, and the betrayal pushed her forward. Her mind replayed the images she had seen in the dark room, the files, the cold, calculating look in Jungkook's eyes in those photographs. Jungkook, he was my everything, my angel, she whispered, her voice trembling. How could he be such a... Jungkook sat in his office, his finger tapping rhythmically against the mahogany desk. A knock on the door broke his thoughts. Bodyguard hesitant, sir, there's an urgent matter. Jungkook turned sharply, his piercing gaze locking onto the bodyguard. Jungkook, what is it? Bodyguard, nervously, the library, sir, the hidden room. It's been accessed, and Mrs. Cheon, she is not in the mansion. Jungkook's expression darkened, his hand clenched into fist as the word sank in. Jungkook, low and knocking. What did you just say? He crawled, sending shiver down in his spine. Without waiting for an answer, he stormed past the bodyguard, his footsteps echoing. By the time Jungkook arrived, the tension in the mansion was suffocating. The guards and maids stood in neat line, their heads bowed low, too scared to meet his gaze. Jungkook stormed through the grand hall, his aura dark and menacing, his footsteps echoing like thunder. His black suit was pristine, but his clenched jaw and cold, fiery eyes told everyone that he was on the verge of snapping. The library was eerily quiet as Jungkook approached the hidden room. He paused, his finger brushing against the door frame before pulling out his phone and checked the security footage. His heart sank as he saw her, Wan, standing in front of the hidden room. Her trembling hands hesitated before she pushed the door open. The footage showed her falling to her knees as she uncovered the truth. The sobs that he couldn't hear echoed in his mind. His heart shattered as he watches her stumble out, clutching her chest before she ran. Jungkook whispering to himself, "Why, you weren't supposed to know." He watched the footage again and his jaw tightening as he saw the raw, broken expression on her face. Jungkook, how did she get out? Weren't you watching her? He turned to the head guard first, his voice sharp and furious. The guard shuddered, struggling to explain. Head guard stammering, "Sir, we didn't know she had access to the library." And Jungkook slammed his fist against the nearby marble column, the sound making everyone flinch. His voice boomed, his anger rolling off him in the waves. Jungkook, you don't know, you are paid to know. How could you let her run without a word? He turned his piercing gaze towards the maid, who were trembling as tears pricked their eyes. Jungkook, did none of you notice anything? Did no one hear her crying or running her or opening that damn door? The silence was deafening, broken only by Jungkook's heavy breaths. He took a step forward and the maids instinctively took a step back, me too, crying. We didn't hear anything, sir. We didn't know. Jungkook, voice venomous, pray I bring her back home safely, because if I don't, each one of you will regret to your existence. The maids and guards bowed lower, their voice barely above a whisper as they muttered apologies. Jungkook didn't spare them another glance and stormed out, his mind set on one thing, finding Ryan.